Please be seated. My name is Scott Fritzen, Dean of the College of International Studies, and it's an honor to welcome you all here today. I'll keep my remarks short as we have some wonderful speakers who will follow me. The remarks may feel long, but they will be short. Graduates of the College of International Studies, my message to you can be summed up in 2 words with multiple exclamation points. Those 2 words are, you rock. That may seem like an unspecific and indecorous thing to say on such a solemn occasion, but allow me to elaborate and to make the case. First, you rock for the most obvious of reasons. By graduating from your program, you've accomplished something truly noteworthy, and you've done so in one of the most complex and difficult times facing students in living memory. You may not have wanted to be the pandemic cohort, especially for the undergraduates here today, but that's what fate had in store for you. And facing this challenge, you have not only survived, but thrived in your chosen areas and persevered on to graduation. This is an enormous achievement for which I would like to extend my warmest congratulations both to you and the loved ones who supported you along the way. In fact, we'll have a chance to celebrate and recognize your loved ones as well in a few minutes. And through this journey, there is simply no substitute for your own hard work and perseverance. I know well that you had to improvise in 1,000 major and minor ways to navigate your way in your studies through the pandemic. Given the ingenuity and grit that you have shown, we are doubly honored at the College of International Studies to count you in our growing number of alumni who have what it takes to go out and push for change in a world that always pushes back, and sometimes pushes back hard indeed. You are graduating from different College of International Studies specializations and programs, graduate and undergraduate, ranging in programs with a humanities focus to those with a stronger social science orientation. Beyond the diversity of issues our graduates deal with, there are 3 key elements that unite our degrees and training, 3 characteristics that our students will bring to the world. The first is a recognition of interdependence in the world today. From inflation to public health to migration and the environment, we are living in times of unprecedented interdependence in which our fates are profoundly linked across the globe. Our curriculum probes this interdependence in ways that both increase our appreciation for the complexity of the problems we face and that teach us to look in all directions for solutions and innovations. The second characteristic our graduates share is a deep appreciation for local context. This is really at the core of our international and area studies training. Our department mission is one of promoting global fluency, defined as a sensitivity to language, culture, history, and society that enables us to engage, perceive, and interpret the world more productively. What could be more important than interpreting the world more productively, particularly at a time of such great interdependence? The final hallmark of training you have received from your International and Area Studies program is a belief in engagement. We engage with diversity, whether locally or globally, on the basis of respect and also of responsibility. Albert Einstein once noted the impossibility of solving problems with the same mentality that created them. Global fluency is a critical part of the mentality shift that we need to deal effectively with both global and local problems. So, to return to my main message, you rock, graduates. You rock because you faced a daunting path to get here and you overcame it. And you rock because you carry with you the skills, concepts, and ethos that will enable you to thrive in an increasingly globalized 21st century. As a final message, let me strongly encourage you to stay engaged and in touch with us at the College of International Studies. Great things lie ahead for both you and the college, and the value of your network and degree will only grow over time. We look forward to celebrating your professional and personal accomplishments. Thank you, and now give yourselves a huge round of applause and get ready to celebrate. You deserve it. It is now my pleasure to introduce my friend and colleague, Professor Mitchell Smith, Associate Dean of Academic Affairs for the college. Thank you.
Welcome and congratulations to the graduates. We are very pleased to have with us today graduating students representing all of our programs, the BA program, the BA-MA, the MA in International Studies, the MA in International Relations, and the MA in Global Affairs. It's truly a joy to be here among our graduates and your families and your friends. On behalf of the Department of International and Area Studies, which is the academic unit of the College of International Studies, congratulations to all of you. I want to say a few words about the educational mission of IAS, about our faculty, and ultimately about the most important thing we do, our interactions with our students. Being educated means being able to see the world from the perspectives of others. As the scholar Cornel West describes this, to be human is to be willing to get out of your unique and singular skin and imagine what it's like to be in the skin of others in every corner of the globe. I'm therefore extremely proud to be part of a Department of International and Area Studies that prepares students for a life of global citizenship. As Dean Fritzen said, our educational goal in the College of International Studies is to foster global fluency. So how do we cultivate this sense of global fluency? There are two ingredients. First, talented, intellectually curious students who are anxious to engage the world in all its complexity. Second, a globally engaged faculty that crosses disciplinary boundaries, encompassing history, sociology, political science, geography, literature, and linguistics. Our faculty are remarkable because they are truly teacher scholars. On the one hand, they produce acclaimed academic books and articles, and they're prominent in the national and international professional associations of their respective disciplines. They're also highly visible as commentators on contemporary global affairs and engaged as activists. On the other hand, as I know the students in the audience who are graduating today will attest, our faculty are deeply dedicated teachers who recognize that by far the most important part of our jobs is to help students learn to think critically, solve problems creatively, and perhaps speaking to the essence of what it means to be educated, especially in the currently toxically divisive environment, to see the world from the perspectives of others. So I want to ask the students and their families and friends to join me in expressing appreciation to the faculty. Many of the IAS faculty participate in the wide-ranging study abroad programs of the College of International Studies, traveling with students to places from Tanzania to Italy to Brazil. Each of us that has had this privilege gets to witness our students benefit from interaction with the complexities of the world and the efforts of those trying to navigate global challenges. I've been fortunate to have traveled abroad with students numerous times, and I've always been inspired by the experience. Most recently, I traveled to Ireland with Global Affairs MA students in summer of 2022. Students learned about the social and economic transformation of Ireland through its membership in the European Union and gained a sense directly from Irish diplomats of their cohesive strategy for engaging the world productively, where a small country dedicated to diplomacy can be influential on issues of the impact of climate change on island nations, women's rights, peace and reconciliation in areas of conflict. Perhaps most crucially, students experienced during a trip to Belfast how socialization can intensify hatred, the challenges of reaching accord between warring groups, the fragility and pricelessness of peace, and the heroism of those who have invested so much in the reconciliation process. But most remarkable for me was observing a group of perceptive students learn together, but also support and befriend each other throughout the course. In our majors, we work to cultivate skills of critical engagement and creative problem solving, not only inside the classroom and through study abroad, but also through the dynamic activity of our regional and thematic centers, including the Center for Middle East Studies, the Center for the Americas, the Farzani Family Center for Iranian Studies, the Cyber Governance and Policy Center, the Center for U.S.-China Issues, the African Studies Institute, the European Union Center, the Center for the Study of Nationalism, and the Center for Peace and Development. Collectively, these centers operating in the College of International Studies sponsor dozens of extracurricular events every academic year with renowned guest speakers, films, faculty panels, etc., all focused on helping students understand and analyze contemporary global developments, reaching each part of the globe and addressing critical themes in every imaginable area of culture, history, society, and politics. What makes this programming meaningful is the active participation of all of you, the students, graduating today. Your intellectual curiosity, your enthusiasm, your observations, and your questions. Accordingly, at this point, I want to ask the IS faculty and everyone else to join me in thanking all of you for your engagement inside and outside the classroom. I want to end on a personal note of thanks to my students graduating today, those who've graduated in the past and those who will be graduating in the coming year or two. Each semester, I assign a final reflection for students to identify what they've learned in the class over the course of the semester. And each time, I am heartened, even moved, by this evidence of how much our students are open to consideration of fresh ideas and perspectives, to questioning received assumptions, and to thinking critically. The experience of reading these reflections affirms for me both the value of what we do at a time when the political discourse questions the value of our educational endeavor and the expectation that our students will make this a better world. Thank you and congratulations, graduates. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our key graduation speaker, J. Nathan Bland. J. Nathan Bland is a career Foreign Service officer with 17 years of experience in a wide variety of areas in the U.S. Department of State. He is currently the diplomat in residence based at Tulane University in New Orleans, where he is responsible for recruiting the best and brightest candidates from diverse backgrounds within Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Oklahoma for the U.S. Department of State career and student program opportunities. His overseas postings include an assignment as the political and economic section chief at the U.S. Embassy in Belize. While there, he also served as the acting deputy chief of mission for nearly a year. He was an assistant general services officer at the U.S. Embassy in Mexico City, serving as the embassy's principal contracting officer and overseeing logistics for VIP visits. Prior to that, he was the public affairs officer at the U.S. Embassy to the Holy See, and his first assignment was as consular officer at the U.S. Consulate in Shenyang, China. Nathan began his career with the U.S. Department of State as a presidential management fellow, working in the Public Affairs Office for East Asia and Pacific Affairs. Nathan completed executive leadership training from Harvard Business School as part of the Secretary's Leadership Seminar. He graduated from Seton Hall University School of Diplomacy and International Relations with an MA in Diplomacy and International Relations and an MA in Asian Studies. He holds a BS in Business Administration from Louisiana College, and he also successfully completed the State Department's Foreign Service Economic Studies course. Please join me in welcoming our speaker, J. Nathan Bland.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell, for that introduction. Thank you, Dean Fritzen, for your gracious invitation to be here this evening to celebrate this moment with all of you. To the University of Oklahoma's David L. Boren College of International Studies, faculty, administrators, staff, parents, and friends, and most importantly, to the 2023 graduates, huge congratulations to you all. Before I dive into my remarks, I just wanted to note that my views are my own and not necessarily the views of the U.S. government. Not necessarily. As the diplomat in residence for this region, which is a position that's hosted by the University of Oklahoma, I've already had the pleasure of engaging with quite a few of the students here. So I already know the extraordinary character and caliber of the types of students who are drawn to attend school here. So it is very much an honor for me to be able to speak in front of some of our world's future leaders. From what I understand, many of your alumni are already making their mark in a wide variety of fields, such as government, international organizations, academia, business, the military, and several others. So, no pressure, but you know you have some shoes to fill. In fact, quite a number of your alumni are already making their way in my institution, in the U.S. Department of State. I'm told that there are nearly 100 Sooner alumni who are working with the State Department. 68 of them are Foreign Service officers, so people like me, diplomats. I got in touch with a few of them to get their reflections from their time here at the College of International Studies. So for example, there's a lady named Miss Alicia Jones. She graduated in 2019 with a bachelor's in international studies and minors in Latin American studies and Spanish. She said, "The University of Oklahoma offered me a global experience from the heart of the nation. Due to the multiple study abroad opportunities, strong CIS faculty and administrative staff mentorship and guidance, and the immense support from CIS classmates," and keep that in mind, the immense support of CIS classmates, I was able to join the Foreign Service as a Rangel Fellow directly out of undergrad. There was another young lady, her name is Miss Kirsten Strauchen, graduated in 2016 with a triple major, bachelor's in international security studies, Chinese, and history. She said, "My career with the State Department in China, Burma, and Cyprus would not be possible without studying at OU. From Chinese language to conflict negotiation and tradecraft, the skills that I learned at OU made me the diplomat that I am today." Another young man, his name is Lester Asamoah, graduated in 2015 with a bachelor's in international and area studies. He majored in international security and minored in Middle East studies. Lester said, "OU faculty and staff prepared me to take on the role I have in the Foreign Service now by teaching me new perspectives, providing me opportunities to study abroad and learn about the world firsthand, and giving me professors that truly cared about developing me as a global leader. I can't thank OU enough for what they invested into me to make me the public servant I am today." So you obviously have a good thing going on here, right? I actually know Lester personally. We studied Spanish together a few years ago in Mexico, prior to us starting work at the U.S. Embassy to Mexico City. And I was so envious of Lester. I mean, I'm a bit older, right? I'm married with kids, I have gray hair on my chin, you know. And here was Lester, this energetic young man, youngest in the class, you know, fully enjoying life in Mexico City, in one of the most vibrant cities on earth. Lester was living his best life. And he was teaching me about all the new dating apps and such, like Tinder and Bumble and bagels and coffee and something like that, stuff like that. Back in my day, I only knew eHarmony and Match.com and things like that. And that's the thing, though. I don't feel like my day was that long ago, even though it was nearly 20 years ago that I was doing exactly what you're doing here today. I finished my graduate program in international relations in 2004. And I know it may sound cliche, right? But it does kind of just feel like yesterday, or the day before yesterday. Regardless of how it feels, though, it's been nearly 2 decades. And a lot can happen in 20 years. So I'm going to tell you a bit about what life was like for me in the nearly 2 decades since I received my international relations degree. And it's not one of those success stories where everything goes perfect and then boom, now here I am all successful and professional. No, it's not at all like that. I'm still very much a work in progress, right? And in fact, oftentimes when you hear the bio of a guest speaker, right, you usually just hear about all the successes of that person. Like he or she was this, and then they were that, and now here they are as this. But you don't really hear about the challenges and the setbacks that that person may have had to face along the way to get to where they are now. But I'll tell you about some of those setbacks. But the overall moral of the story, though, to keep in mind, is that persistence is key. Some of you may be sitting here today who may have applied to the State Department or the UN or Boeing or whoever, and you may have gotten disappointed. That does not matter, though. Stay persistent and keep moving. Keep applying and apply widely for different things. You're not the first person, and you weren't the only person who was told no. And you won't be the last. But it's how you adapt, right? It's how you keep building on things and keep moving. That's what's going to make the difference to you and the world. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, not at all easy, but it's important to keep at it. I actually met my wife in my international relations program. And even that wasn't the perfect story tale type of love story, right? It wasn't like we fell in love on campus, started dating, got married, and then lived happily ever after. Nah. We were actually just friends and classmates in school, and we didn't even start dating until we were in DC. I mean, she was cute and all, but we didn't even really get into each other until we were later in DC. That's where I eventually stole her heart. But the moral of that story is, though, for you guys, take a look around. You never know. You never know what might happen. And seeing how we graduated the same year from the same program, my future father-in-law and my future mother-in-law were at my graduation too. I mean, not for me, right? But, and I met them. I met them back then. And I'm pretty sure they had absolutely no idea when they met me that I would be their future son-in-law. So the moral of that story is that for the parents, you all take a look around too, because you just never know who may be coming home to dinner. But as I mentioned, all of that happened 20 years ago. And I'm cognizant that most of you graduates are likely in your 20s. So 20 years ago probably sounds like ancient history. I know if somebody were to talk to me about something that happened when I was 3 or 4 years old, that's ancient history. So I get it, right? And of course, if it happened before I was born, that's ancient history in my mind. But when you think about it, so much can happen in a relatively short period of time, like 20 years. I myself, I was born in 1978. In the 20-year period before I was born, pretty much the whole civil rights movement played out in the United States. So a lot can change in 20 years. And I'm sure everyone on this stage can attest, as well as many of your parents and friends in the audience, that in your professional life, 20 years can go by like that. It goes by really, really fast. So let me start with the year before I began my international relations program. I was out in a region called Xinjiang, China, teaching English to both the Han Chinese and the Uyghur students out there. The Uyghurs and that region, which they call East Turkestan, it wasn't really known much globally back then. The Uyghurs are the largest Muslim minority group living in that area. But as I observed the relations between the two cultures, and I saw how the Uyghurs were treated as second-class citizens in their own land, I thought, these people need their own Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Then you fast forward 20 years, and things have actually gotten a lot worse there. I never would have imagined that there would be so-called re-education camps built throughout that region. 20 years later, I also would have never imagined that our own country would basically be going through another civil rights movement after the killing of George Floyd. and that making the statement that Black Lives Matter would be so contentious. All of that in just 20 years. Something else happened while I was out there in northwest China in 2001. In the worst attack on American soil since Pearl Harbor, the United States was attacked on September 11th of that year, 9/11. That in itself changed so much. It launched a new wave of Islamophobia in the United States, even though where I was, at the time, the Muslims there went out of their way to try to make sure that I was okay and protected, and to make sure that I knew that that was not true Islam. Regardless, though, that attack launched wars against terror. It changed the way we travel. It changed how we look at homeland security. It changed the United States fundamentally. So that was the evolving background in September 2002 when I began my international relations graduate studies. And now I knew when I started that I wanted to be a U.S. diplomat, even more so given all that was going on in the world at that time. And I had already taken the Foreign Service Officer test unsuccessfully once. I took it when I was a senior in undergrad. But then I took it again my first year of grad school, and I passed one part of the test, but I didn't pass the second part. Even so, I was determined to pass that test and become a U.S. diplomat. When it came time for me to do an internship, of course I wanted to apply to the U.S. Department of State. And I was selected as an alternate, not even a primary, but an alternate, and not even for my first choice. So I was selected as an alternate for my alternate choice. I mean, so it's tough. It was really, really tough. But I was determined, and I eventually got that offer. I got that internship offer. And I was nervous about that internship at first, worrying, like, am I good enough? Do I belong? Will I mess up? But that was only until I got there and I realized that I was no different than those other folks working around me. And I was absolutely capable of doing the work that they were doing, which increased my confidence. In my final year of grad school, one of my deans told me about the Presidential Management Fellowship, or the PMF. Speaking to y'all now. The PMF, which is a program for grad students designed to develop future government leaders. So I applied for that. And I applied for a wide range of things, because as I said earlier, make sure you apply widely, right? I applied for the Boren Fellowship, which is the namesake of your school. I applied for the FSOT. I took that test again for the third time, for those counting. I applied for another State Department program. But this time things went a little better. I was selected to be a PMF finalist. I was offered the Boren Fellowship, and I passed the first part of the FSOT. But I ended up choosing the PMF because that was an actual job, and I needed an actual job at that point. And I used my State Department connections from my internship to get placed back at State through the PMF program, which goes to show how important it is to develop a good network. Even here with your classmates, developing that good network. People always say it's not always what you know, it's who you know. And it's worth repeating because it's true. Having people vouch for you is so valuable. So a few months after I graduated, I started with State as a PMF. I then took the Foreign Service Oral Assessment, which is the second part of the test. I passed that, and then I switched to the Foreign Service in 2006, and I've been with State ever since as an FSO. I've worked in China, as Dr. Smith mentioned. I've worked in China, the U.S. Embassy to the Vatican, Belize, and my last assignment was at our embassy in Mexico City. And now I'm based in Louisiana, in my home state, as the diplomat in residence responsible for doing State Department recruiting here in this region. Soon I'll be headed back to D.C. to start my next assignment. I'll be a special assistant for the Deputy Secretary of State covering East Asia Pacific affairs, which is a pretty high-level position, right? But even today, some of those same doubts start to creep into my mind that happened like back when I was an intern. I'm wondering, am I going to be good enough? Do I have what it takes? Do I belong? Will I mess up? But deep down, I know that I just need to get up there and perform and do what I have to do. So I've told you about me and my 20 years and how fast it goes and how much it can change. But let's turn to you, in your 20 years, right? Just like there were world-changing events when I first started my international relations program, you guys have already seen some truly historical events unfold right from the start of your program. The global pandemic and the global shutdown that it caused is unprecedented in modern times. We also have ever more worrisome climate change issues. I saw it firsthand when my family and I moved down to Louisiana. That summer, there were 3 hurricanes waiting for us in the Gulf of Mexico simultaneously. 3 hurricanes. People said, that was unprecedented. We have hurricanes, you guys have pretty big tornadoes. Even last night, I was concerned. Y'all have some pretty large tornadoes on this side. You've seen an unprecedented attempt to interrupt Congress from certifying the results of a national election. Unprecedented. We were all just thinking over the past few years, we really would just like to have some regular, plain old, precedented stuff for a while. Have the unprecedented chill out for a bit. But despite all that's going on, you guys, you made it. You immersed yourselves in the study of cultures, languages, politics, and the complexities of international relations. And in doing so, you've gained skills that will be invaluable to you moving forward. Getting your degree isn't easy in normal times, but you did it in an extraordinarily difficult time. And it may not be the storybook success story, but you kept at it. You persevered and you succeeded. So in your 20 years and beyond, the world is going to need you to carry that same perseverance and strength to help with some of the enormous challenges that we face. Between unprovoked wars, domestic terrorism, inequality and injustice, both in the US and globally, threats to human rights and the rule of law and environmental protection. We're going to need people like you to fight the good fight. The goal of the College of International Studies is to have its students become compassionate, open-minded, global citizens and leaders, and you will be sorely needed. Of course, we want to see at least some of you at the State Department, but we'd be happy to see your talents anywhere, all over the globe. As your alumni before you, as long as you're contributing and making the world better, advocating for what's right and fostering greater understanding and cooperation among nations and peoples. Some of you may decide to continue your studies right after this, like a cop that I met earlier who's going to GW, and Christina, who's going to GW right after this, like Angelora, who I follow on LinkedIn, who we going to SAIS, Johns Hopkins, right after this. But in conclusion, yes, a lot can happen in 20 years, but you can also do a lot in 20 years. So I encourage you to be persistent, even as you encounter setbacks along the way, even if you're chosen as an alternate, right? Be confident. Know that you're worthy. Know that you belong there. Maintain good relations with other people. You already have a strong network. Take a look around, you all. Remember what Alicia said about her classmates. Be flexible. You just never know what life may throw at you. And stay connected to the University of Oklahoma. As Dean Fritzen just mentioned earlier, even after 20 years, the degrees you've worked for and you've earned, they'll never expire. You're already battle-tested. You've already proven yourselves ready. So I look forward to seeing your contributions as you move forward. Congratulations to you all. Thank you.
I'm very pleased to introduce our student speaker, Christina Alexanyan. Christina is, above all else, a fantastic student. I know she was once in my class. She is originally from Yerevan, Armenia. Today, she is receiving a BA in International Studies, summa cum laude, with minors in Environmental Sustainability and Russian and East European Studies. Christina won first place at OU's 35th Annual Undergraduate Research Day in the Multidisciplinary and Humanistic Studies category. She also won the Provost's Undergraduate Research Fellowship for summer 2022. Christina completed an internship at the European Union Department of the Municipality of Arezzo, Italy, where she completed 2 academic semesters studying abroad at the OU in Arezzo Study Center. Christina, please join us.
Thank you. Hello, family, friends, faculty, staff, and fellow members of the class of 2023. Congratulations, we made it. I am honored, moved, grateful, and just a little terrified to be standing in front of you all today. When Tracy first asked me to do this speech, I'm going to be honest, I had no idea what to say. So I did what Dr. Raymond strongly advised us all not to do. I consulted ChatGPT. Despite ChatGPT's beautiful language and endless flow of ideas, an artificial intelligence simply cannot sum up the unique experiences we had in this college over the last 4 years. So instead, during the last few weeks, I've been asking friends to reflect on their experience at OU and at the College of International Studies. My friends and classmates told me some incredibly touching stories. One of my best friends here told me that she gained the courage to ask a question in a 200-person class. She learned that it was not a weakness to ask for help or clarification, but rather a strength. A different student who I met for my student job said that he gained the courage to go on a study abroad program to a whole different continent, despite the fact that he never left the country before. Today is the day to celebrate all of those victories, because that's what they are, as small as they may seem. They might not be as obvious as grades and awards and all the other external factors, but in truth, whether it's submitting an assignment on time and still making it to Power Hour at Logis, or attending a new club meeting, we have all succeeded in a million different ways here. I mean, sure, we might have cried in the library bathroom once, or twice, or 3 times if you're me. Nevertheless, we made it. I hope that we leave this institution, we walk away with confidence, not just in our victories, but in our failures as well. The things we never put on our LinkedIn profiles, hang up on walls or wear around our necks. The tests we failed, the job applications that ghosted us, the parties we weren't invited to, or the friendships that didn't make it. Because while today is a beautiful, shining milestone of life and growth and hard work, a celebration of everything that went right, I hope we can also celebrate everything that went wrong that brought us to this moment. Because this is just the beginning. We're going to face new celebrations, challenges, failures, and successes. One of the most important lessons I learned at OU and at the College of International Studies is to maintain persistence and positivity, to do things that scare me, and pick myself up, even when it feels impossible. In my freshman UCOL class, which ironically I dropped after my very first week there, I learned about a concept developed by psychologist Carl Dweck called growth mindset. To have a growth mindset means to celebrate the journey itself, regardless of the outcome. It means taking responsibility for your failures without allowing them to define you. It means expanding our definition of success beyond the bright and flashy things. Our past shortcomings reflect growth and progress. I hope we can leave this institution with a growth mindset. We can stay kind not just to each other, but also to ourselves. I hope wherever you may find yourself in the future, you are proud of the person you have become in the last 4 years. With that being said, I want to extend my sincere gratitude and appreciation to my incredible family, some of whom are here today, and some of whom are joining us through live stream. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for staying up late. It's currently past 1 a.m. in Armenia. Finally, I would like to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude to each and every faculty and staff member in the College of International Studies. Your tireless effort, your dedication to our success have been instrumental in helping us reach this significant milestone in our lives. You challenged us to think critically, pushed us to go beyond our limits, and inspired us to pursue our passions. As my capstone director and my professor, Dr. Marashi, says, you gave us the toolbox that we needed to succeed. Thank you. Your dedication and hard work will never be forgotten. Can we have a round of applause for our great faculty members? To my fellow graduates, never stop believing in yourself and in your ability to change the world. I hope in a few years I will stalk your LinkedIn profile and see that you are exactly where you wanted to be. Congratulations, class of 2023, and thank you.
Hi, graduates. How are we doing? Holding up okay? Doing okay? See some thumbs up there? Okay, okay. You look great. Good. I love the caps. Some of you decorated your caps. That's wonderful. For the rest of you, you'll notice that many of our students are wearing a number of different cords and stoles, and I encourage you to ask what they mean because they all have very important significance. I do want to just point out a couple of them. There are some blue and white cords that some of our students might be wearing. Those are the recipients of the Global Engagement Certificate. There's also green and white cords. Those are our international students. And then the red, white, and blue students are for those, or cords are for those that are connected to the military. So just a couple, but ask them because the other stuff is really important too. Okay. So I get the pleasure of getting to read your name as you walk across the stage, but as you know, you are not walking across the stage alone. You did not get here alone, and we have a lot of thank yous to give before we do that. So first off, what I'd like to do is thank some of my wonderful colleagues that helped us to be here today, quite literally, put on this show. So I see a couple of them in the back. Could we give a round of applause for Tracy Holloway? Tracy organizes this whole thing as well as the awards and send-off ceremony that we had yesterday. And then her two, as I like to say, partners in crime, or two other advisors, Molly Collins and Katie Watkins, are there in the back as well. The best dang advising crew in the entire state of Oklahoma. Special note actually should go out to Katie, who just got recognized for 15 years of service to the University of Oklahoma. A round of applause for that, yeah. And Malin, who got recognized for 20 years. I also want to say thank you to a couple of other colleagues that helped out today. Jared Mathis, Marlene Landini, Rhonda Earhart, and one of our students, Erica Vallaramos. Thank you so much for helping today. Well, it is Oklahoma, and we teach our students to always adjust to the circumstances. It turns out that there's some weather moving in, so we are going to move along. A very quick thank you to all of the families, the mothers, the fathers. Happy Mother's Day. Do not leave right now. We're going to do this. We've got plenty of time, but we're going to move things along. But I do want to say Happy Mother's Day to the mothers. And if we could give a real big shout of applause to that camera up there for all of the family and friends, particularly internationally. That cannot be here. So we are going to move it along, but this is still a celebration. Be as loud as you want. Remember, there are some students that do not have family with them. They were unable to be here. They are here in spirit, and we will cheer for them even more loudly. So this is a first. All right, so I'm going to ask the faculty to come up to the front and form kind of a U shape there at the front. Our master's students are going to come this way. Asser and Christina, if you guys. Okay, you're going to give me a card. I'm going to read your name, share something briefly about you. You're going to have the opportunity to walk across the stage and shake hands, and then get a picture with Dean Fritzen at the end. For parents, feel free to take pictures, but we do have a professional photographer who will get those pictures to you, so enjoy the moment. Okay, let's congratulate Faye Babayami. Okay. Faye is going to be hooded by Dr. Letza. If Dr. Letza could come to the front. Faye is graduated with a Master of Arts in our MAIS program. He also has a second degree in Human Relations. And he is joining us from Nigeria. Congratulations. Also getting her master's degree and also being hooded by Dr. Letza, Miriam Kalubali. Congratulations. As I said, a master's in international studies. All right, I'm going to ask Dr. Emery to step forward. He's going to hood our next recipient of a master's degree, Jessica Dobson. Jessica is from Owasso, Oklahoma, and she studied abroad in Denmark. So congratulations, Jessica. Right. Dr. Chapman, if you could step forward. And let's congratulate Ava Heiser. Ava is from Tulsa, and Ava studied abroad in Arezzo as well as in Brussels. Congratulations, Ava. I'm going to ask Dr. Raymond to step forward. And let's congratulate Ayajan Mutarabek. Ayajan is from Kazakhstan, and she is getting her degree in the Masters of Arts in International Studies. Congratulations. Right. Dr. Rice. Right. And now let's congratulate Sue Maya No. Sue's getting a Master of Arts in International Studies. She joins us from Myanmar. Congratulations, Sue. Right. Dr. Raymond will step forward again. And let's all congratulate Monica Scott. Monica is also getting her Master of Arts in International Studies, and she's from Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Congratulations, Monica. All right. Dr. Smith, if you'll step forward. All right. Let's congratulate Andrea Azalea. Andrea is getting a Master's of Arts in Global Affairs. She has a major of Arts and Global Affairs, concentration in International Security Studies. She is from Miami Beach, Florida, and she studied abroad in Brussels. Right. Dr. Smith will stay up there. And let's congratulate Aljiba Kagab-Kab. Aljiba is a Master of Arts in Global Affairs with a concentration in International Security Studies. She is from Gig Harbor, Washington, and she studied abroad with Dr. Smith in Dublin, Ireland. All right. Also getting a Master of Arts in Global Affairs with International Security Studies focus, let's congratulate Bianca Dixon. Bianca joins us from Louisiana. So congratulations, Bianca. Also part of the Ireland crew, congratulations to Zachary Jones, Master of Arts in Global Affairs. Zachary is from just north of here, from Enid, Oklahoma. Congratulations, Zach. Next, let's congratulate Jose Magana, Master of Arts in Global Affairs. Okay. His focus was on global economic development from Princeton, Texas. He studied abroad at our center in Puebla, Mexico. Congratulations, Jose. And next, let's congratulate Margaret Melman. Margaret has earned a Master of Arts in Global Affairs with a concentration in Global Economics and Development. She is from Phoenix, Arizona. She studied abroad in India as well as in Brazil. Congratulations, Margaret. Next, let's congratulate Caitlin Cook Osaski. She also studied abroad in Dublin. She's from just down the way in Tulsa, and she is a Master of Arts in Global Affairs with a concentration in Global Economics and Development. Congratulations to Caitlin. Next, we have Mohini Patel. Mohini is getting a Master of Arts in Global Affairs with a concentration in Economics and Development. She's from Ozark, Arkansas, and I believe she will be studying abroad in Brussels, Belgium this summer. So congratulations to you. And Dr. Sartorius, if you could step forward to hood this candidate. Okay. Let's all put our hands together for James Petaliar. Master of Arts in Global Affairs, concentrating in International Security Studies from Georgia and study abroad in Brussels, Belgium. Congratulations to James. Dr. Smith, you're back up. Let's congratulate Nargiza Robles. Master of Arts in Global Affairs, International Security Studies from Edmond, studied abroad in Dublin, Ireland. Congratulations. Also hooded by Dr. Smith, let's congratulate Miguel Rodriguez. Master of Arts in Global Affairs, International Security Studies from 20 minutes away in Oklahoma City. He studied abroad in Mexico City. Congratulations, Miguel. And next, we want to congratulate Erica K. Watkins. Another member of that Dublin crew. She's from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I know she's got some kids in the audience. Congratulations to her kids as well. Wonderful, Erica. Okay, let's congratulate Janelle Patrice Paralegreco. She is getting a Master of Arts in International Relations and is from Mays Landing, New Jersey. Congratulations, Janelle. Also hooded by Mitchell Smith, Dr. Mitchell Smith, let's congratulate Heather Marie Von Sale. Heather joins us from South Carolina, and Heather studied abroad in South Africa. Congratulations, Heather. Dr. Sartorius, if you could come up. Let's congratulate Kevin Villarreal. Kevin is getting a Master of Arts in International Relations. He's from Texas, and he completed his degree at Fort Sill, the military base just south of here, as well as in Oklahoma City. Congratulations, Kevin. Dr. Sartorius, if you'll stay where you're at. And now we can congratulate Benjamin Paul Westover. Benjamin's a Master of Arts in International Relations. His hometown says that he was an Army brat, but he'll claim Texas. He completed his program in Fort Sill, Oklahoma City, and Wiesbaden, Germany. So congratulations, Benjamin. Dr. Smith, you're up again. Okay, let's congratulate Samuel Walker Whitehead. Congratulations, Samuel, for earning a Master of Arts in International Relations. He joins us from Arkansas. Congratulations. Dr. Smith, if you'll stay. Let's congratulate Alexander Zepp. Hometown is Mary Esther, Florida, and he completed his program at Ramstein Military Base in Germany. So congratulations, Alexander. And in what might be a first time, let's also congratulate sister Sandra Zepp. She caught me on that one. That was good. She's from Bitburg, Germany, and completed her degree at Hurlburt Field in Florida with a Master of Arts in International Relations. Congratulations to brother and sister both. Dr. Emery, if you'll join the front. We have a couple of students that complete both their bachelor's and master's in the same program. And so let's congratulate Alyssa Wiley, who has done so. Alyssa gets her BA MA with a 4.0 special distinction. She is from here in Norman, and she had minors in Russian and East European Studies, as well as International Security. Congratulations, Alyssa. All right, let's give a round of applause for our MA graduates. And now moving on to those that are earning a bachelor's, let's congratulate Ahmed Abdelaziz. Ahmed is an international studies and an economics major. Hometown is Cairo, Egypt, and studied abroad, well, Norman, Oklahoma. She needs no introduction. You already heard a wonderful speech from her, but let's congratulate Christina Alexanian. I think it was already mentioned, but it's worth noting again, a 4.0 summa cum laude. Congratulations, Christina. Okay. And now let's congratulate Ahmed Anverundin. Ahmed is International Studies, hometown Oklahoma City, and studied abroad at our campus in Arezzo, Italy. Congratulations, Ahmed. Next, let's congratulate Hunter Brumgardner. Hunter's a major in international security studies with minors in anthropology of human health and biology. From Oklahoma City, studied abroad in Arezzo, Italy. Congratulations, Hunter. Okay. Next, let's congratulate actually our IAS Outstanding Student of the Year, Angelora Castellano, also with a 4.0, also summa cum laude, international studies with minors, or actually a classic studies degree and an economics minor from Atlanta, Georgia. Angelora studied abroad in Rome. Congratulations. Joining us from Missouri, let's congratulate Nico Chavez. Nico's earned an international studies degree, his major. So many congratulations to you, Nico. And next we have graduating summa cum laude Josephine Elizabeth Clark. Major was Global Energy, Environment, and Resources, as well as Political Science, and an International Studies minor from Oklahoma City, and studied abroad in London. Congratulations. Now let's congratulate, graduating with distinction, Nikola Dragic. It's okay, thank you. Thank you for the support there. Dragicevic. Congratulations, Nikola. Actually, I should mention International Studies, Spanish major, Oklahoma City hometown, studied abroad in both Puebla, Mexico, as well as Sevilla, Spain. So congratulations. Next, let's congratulate Carlos Igas. International Studies major and a Spanish minor, also from Oklahoma City, studied abroad in Arezzo, Italy. Constitutional Studies minor as well as Italian. Let's congratulate Hallie Higgison. Hallie is from Overland Park, Kansas, and Hallie studied abroad, well, almost everywhere. She went on semester at sea and studied abroad in 13 countries. Congratulations, Hallie. Let us now congratulate Everett Howard, who's graduating with distinction. Major in International Studies, minor in African Studies, from Tulsa, Oklahoma, also spent time in our lovely center in Arezzo, Italy. Congratulations to Everett. Graduating summa cum laude, let's put our hands together for Victoria Klinger. Victoria's major is International Studies with minors in Women and Gender Studies and Chinese from right here in Norman, and she too studied abroad in Arezzo. Graduating with a 4.0 summa cum laude, Jakob Koska. Jakob has majors in International Security Studies, Russian minor, and he joins us from Slovakia. I know he's got some family here, so wonderful to have you joining us. Congratulations, Jakob. Graduating with distinctions, let's congratulate David Lacour. Major in International Studies, minors in Philosophy and International Security Studies. He joins us from Ethiopia, and he spent time in Arezzo, Italy as well. Congratulations, David. Graduating with distinction, let's congratulate Akab Majan. Akab Madajan graduated with a major in International Security Studies with minors in Philosophy, Russian, and East European Studies. He's from Russia and studied abroad in India, so congratulations to you. Full name? Okay. Congratulations to Jonathan Scott McGrew. Jonathan has a major in International Security Studies, minors in Russian and Military Science from Flagstaff, Arizona. Congratulations, Jonathan. With distinction, let's congratulate Will Messer. Major in International Studies, minors in Aerospace Studies and History from Leavenworth, Kansas, studied abroad in Arezzo, Italy. Congratulations, Will. Okay, let's congratulate Nondomiso Monsebelle, summa cum laude. Nondomiso has a major in Global Energy, Environment, and Resources, International Studies minor. She's from the Kingdom of East Eswatini and studied abroad in Arezzo. She's got some fans. Congratulations. Graduating with distinction, let's congratulate Braden Mowdy. International Studies major from Duncan, Oklahoma, and studied abroad in Bogota, Colombia. Congratulations, Braden. Graduating summa cum laude, Patrick Painter. Major of International Studies with minors in Climate Adaptation and European Studies from Easton, Pennsylvania, studied abroad in Arezzo, Italy. Congratulations, Patrick. Let's congratulate Adriana Quiros. International Development major with minors in Economics and Political Science from here in Norman, Oklahoma, and she too studied abroad in Arezzo. Congratulations, Adriana. Graduating with special distinction, Mona Salem. Major in International Studies, as well as a degree in psychology and a French minor. Mona is from Egypt and studied abroad in South Korea. Congratulations. Let's now congratulate Stern Schneider. Stern has a major in International Security Studies with a minor in Middle East Studies from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he studied abroad in Jordan. So congratulations, Stern. Congratulations to Jacob Tyler Simon, graduating with distinction. A major in International Security Studies with minors in Middle East Studies and Naval Sciences from Perry, Oklahoma. I know today is just one of many big events in his life right now. Congratulations, Jacob. Graduating with distinction, Crispin Thomas South. Major in International Security Studies, minors in European Studies and International Studies from right here in Norman, Oklahoma. Congratulations, Crispin. All right. Also with some big life events, congratulations to Dayton Sprague. International Security Studies with minors in Middle East Studies and Arabic from Medford, Oklahoma. Congratulations, Dayton. All right, let's congratulate David Titano. Okay. David has a major in International Development with International Security Studies as a minor, and he hails from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Congratulations, David. Graduating with a 4.0 summa cum laude, let's congratulate Marina Thornhill. Marina has a major in International Studies, a French minor. Hometown is Papillion, Nebraska, and Marina studied abroad in Paris. Congratulations, Marina. Let's congratulate Jonathan Paul Taverianos.
graduating with a 4.0 summa cum laude, International Security Studies, also has a Russian degree and a military science minor from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and he studied abroad virtually in Russia. So congratulations, Jonathan. Also with a 4.0, let's congratulate Julia Weatherford. Major in International Studies, also in Economics, and a German minor from Texas, studied abroad in Seoul, South Korea. Congratulations, Julia. And last but not least, let's congratulate Thomas Whitwell, graduating with distinction. Major in International Studies and an Arabic minor. Thomas hails from Hot Springs, Arkansas. So congratulations to Thomas. Well, I think the weather conspired against my speech. We have now been told that the weather's fine. So I had a lot of important things to say, but whatever. Make sure when you leave you hug your parents. That was the big thing. Family, loved ones, children, everyone else. All right, well, right now I'm going to welcome, if the faculty can return to their seats, and I'm going to welcome Dean Fritzen back to the stage, and we can take a big breath of relief. There's no impending storm. That is, I didn't make it up.
We like a little bit of drama with our graduation. All right, well, this is where the magic happens, the official conferring of degrees. All graduates, please stand. As Dean of the College of International Studies, I acknowledge you as recipients of bachelor's and master's degrees with all the rights and responsibilities pertaining thereto. If you have not already done so, it is appropriate at this time to move the tassel on your cap from the right to the left as a symbol of your having achieved the honored status of graduate of the University of Oklahoma. Congratulations! And now we'll all rise and join the students in standing to sing the OU chant. You will find the words in the back of your program. All right, well, this concludes the College of International Studies convocation ceremony. Please allow the students to recess out first, and please exit the lobby once you gather your family. Stay safe. Thank you for joining us. It was really a pleasure. Go out and celebrate.